welcome again to Sport Beach. I'm Damian Journey, Global Chief Growth Officer at 72 and Sunny, and I have the pleasure to be sitting here on the ocean, on the Mediterranean, here in Cannes with my good friend, AC Eggleston Bracey.
All right. Thank you for having me, and this is absolutely beautiful. You have such a nice view and location on the Croisette.
We're trying our best. So, AC, you're my friend, but you actually have a really big and important job. Tell us your title and what you do.
So I am Unilever's Chief Growth and Marketing Officer, and what that means is I have the privilege of being responsible for our 400 brands that are in 190 markets, and how we market these beautiful brands to consumers. They're brands like Dove. It's our biggest brand like Hellmann's. They're all brands I'm hoping that you're using.
Yes.
Knorr or Knorr that we call it in the U.S. We have ice cream brands. We have a nice portfolio of brands that you have in your home that help you with your person, like beauty and personal care, and also food.
Wow. So I think this is a wonderful conversation because when I think of Unilever, I think of personal care products. I didn't know that you were into the food business as well. Mm-hmm. Is that in the U.S. and abroad, or is that just internationally?
Oh, no, it's globally and in the U.S.
Okay.
Hellmann's is, again, one of our top 5 brands.
Wow.
So, we have a breadth of business, but our personal care portfolio is our core.
Okay.
So, like Dove, but also around the world, Rexona is one of our biggest brands. It's Degree in the U.S. So.
Okay, Degree. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I am so curious because being a company that has such a large portfolio of brands, I'm curious how you manage brands that are in similar categories that are competing with each other. So Dove has antiperspirant, which I desperately need right now because it is warm in Cannes. But there's also Degree. So talk about how you navigate multiple brands in the same category and make sure they all rise without cannibalizing the business.
Yeah, there's brand management and there's category management. What you really want to do is grow categories by developing new opportunities for people to use. So let's say when you think about personal care products, you might come up with an all-over body deodorant. And an all-over body is new opportunities for people to use. You do that across multiple brands. So Dove has a unique point of view. It's certainly about an efficacious deodorant, but it's really about taking care of your skin as well from a product benefit. But really importantly, emotionally, it's about your real true beauty. A Degree or Rexona is more about the ultimate efficacy. So athletes, over the top perspiration
like
and sweats, keep
strength.
moving maximum.
Yeah.
And so it's more technology oriented. So when you grow the category because you're serving multiple consumer needs and benefit spaces in the category, you can have technology that are relevant across those all, and then you maximize the growth of the category and the brands as well. So that's what we call category management, and then within category management, you have brand management.
Wow. Okay. So see, this is why you have this job, because something that seemed very complicated was very simple in the way you described it. Just hats off to the way you manage these things.
Thank you.
So let's go back to the beginning. You're a Chicagoan, right?
Yeah.
Born and raised.
I didn't know you remembered that, Damian.
There's things that I know.
Okay.
And you went to Dartmouth, so you're an Ivy League graduate. Tell me how you got from Chicago to Dartmouth to being a global leader at one of the world's largest companies.
I always say I'm an accidental executive.
I don't believe that
It
for a
wasn't
minute.
like I had no aspirations of being a business executive at all. I love numbers. My father was a math teacher. My mother was a lawyer. I knew I didn't like those legal books. I liked my dad and his math. But I always liked people.
Right.
So, and I had no exposure. No one in my family worked in business. So I took the idea that I loved numbers and I liked people, and I wanted to be a doctor and an engineer. And so I went to Dartmouth expecting to pursue a career in biomedical engineering. I wanted to be an MD, PhD in biomedical engineering.
Wow, okay.
And then when I was there, I ended up doing corporate recruiting and falling in love with marketing because my love for people really came through in digging and finding consumer and people insights. My love for numbers was solving people problems to create solutions for business problems. And so I ended up through corporate recruiting, finding my way into CPG marketing, and here I am.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's remarkable because I'm an engineer as well. I went to Michigan, go blue.
And I studied engineering. My degree, I have a Bachelor of Arts in Engineering Sciences.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Cheers to engineers. Engineers and marketing is
Problem
not
solvers.
Exactly.
Problem solving. It's just problem solving frameworks.
It's all it is. Complicated problems. You break them into the component parts, solve the larger problem. To me, it makes sense. But I don't do calculus anymore. I haven't seen a differential equation.
But I used to love that stuff. I would eat it up. It was my favorite thing. I would ask my friends to do their homework. I love differential equations. Amazing puzzles. But like the puzzles you solve today, look at how the industry is changing. It's insane. Like in marketing, you learn marketing 101 is about, especially for big brands, driving broad scale reach and persuasion. That's what you learn. That's what I learned more than 30 years ago. Today, the way you do that's completely different. In the old days, you would create a TV ad. Mm-hmm. Your old days, you create a TV ad. You take one ad, everyone would watch like The Love Boat and tune in. I'm probably showing my age. Maybe I should say something like The Cosby Show or something like
Fresh
that.
Prince.
Fresh Prince, something like that.
Yeah.
And everyone would tune in at prime time. You'd have your ad and you'd reach many people.
Right.
Like you can call that the one-to-many broadcast model. But today, like 65% of the world is on social media. People opt in and opt out of content. You can't get a captive audience.
Forget it.
Well, in sport,
Except
you can
for
get
sport,
a captive
right?
audience, which is we're leaning in really big to sport for that reason. So now we find these cultural moments, and we're trying to create broad-scale reach, engagement, and conversion. Still the same objective, but in a new way. So now we have to get many people that are across many different platforms and many kind of interests to communicate to many other people so that we can get that same outcome. So engineering problem solving, it's the same thing. You just think about what's the problem, how do you shift based on that problem.
Right.
So I very much value the engineering framework. And
100%. The variables have changed. And so we just take a different set of variables and solve the puzzle based on that information.
That's
I love
right.
it. It's super smart. So we're sitting at Sport Beach. First, what are your impressions? I think this is your first time walking on Sport Beach. What's your initial impression
So
of this thing?
first, I will say I'm just impressed by your vision.
Oh.
Because you just told me, I had no idea. You were walking down the Quasset and you were like, why are all these beaches the same? What can we do is different? And then what you did was created a place where people could be sport, not hear about sport.
Amen
so
to
I
that.
love that you have people and,
It takes a whole team. Stagwell, big partners, Glenn Cole,
But you
coach.
literally have a field downstairs. You have a court.
A court, yes.
And that people are playing. So it's about true athleticism.
Yeah.
And not just athletes, but it's the athlete in us. So I'm very, very impressed.
Okay, good.
You know, it is unique. And that's why the lines are like all around and you can't actually get in if you want to. So I almost didn't get in. But I got someone to help me get in. They were like, wait in line.
We've got people. You're important.
Yeah. Well, that was nice. Thank you. Very
no
popular.
problem.
So very, very impressed. The other thing I would say is, sport is a passion for most of the world. Mm-hmm. So to understand sport and sport culture and fandom culture is key today to building brands. So that's why at Unilever, we partner with FIFA.
Yes.
We are the global sponsors of FIFA because of the growth in women's soccer, the growth in soccer in the U.S., and of course, it's the biggest sport around the world. Right. But we're also connected to so many other sports activities, or sport in general, because we know that's the way to connect with all sorts of people that we want to experience our brands.
Exactly. And this is why we think Sport Beach has a thing, because live sport is the only place you can really capture large audiences at the same time, because the Cosby Show and Fresh Prince, those days are gone. But people will still tune in to watch the Super Bowl, or for the NFL, I think something like 90 of the largest rated individual TV shows in the course of a year are football games. So there's football and there's FIFA and there's all these other sports that people tune in. And as a marketer, you can still get a captive audience.
And
through
it's
sport.
local. So the thing today, culture exists locally. So for global brands, you're trying to figure out how to keep the essence of your brand globally and drive local relevance. Sport is amazing because you have a local team that you're rooting for.
Yes.
So we also partner with the NCAA based on local teams. So you get that proximity and that fandom, but you also get that scale.
Yeah.
Because you have these big leagues. So there are very few things that get expressed with the same passion globally as they do locally.
That is fascinating. So I love that you all are into sport. I want to ask about Dove in particular, because I have not been a brand loyalist when it comes to personal care products historically, but I have fallen in love with Dove Men+Care.
Oh,
Did I
yes,
say that
and
right?
you said it exactly
Is
the
that
way
right?
we say it, which not every user does. Dove Men+Care.
Dove
Cheers to you.
Men+Care. Like, I've never thought about men and care. I've never thought about like my hygiene. I mean, I shower. I do.
I hope so.
I brush my teeth.
You seem like you
but
do.
It's not a thing that I spend a lot of time on. It was for most of my life.
That surprises me. You're
cheapest-
well groomed. Yeah.
I try to not be
Look
raggedy.
at you. Look at all
I try not
this.
to be
You pay
raggedy.
attention.
But it was never brand loyalty until I ran across Dove Men+Care. And for me, there's been two parts of it. One, the packaging and the product is amazing. It fits for me. It works
Oh,
in the
I love
shower. It
that.
stands the right way. I don't have to like fight with the dispenser. It's easy. And the marketing makes it feel like it's for me. And I feel better
is
about
for
it.
you.
Talk
It
to me
is
more
for
about
you.
Dove Men+Care and how that's come to be such a thing.
Yeah, what male personal care is growing in engagement. Usually for men, it is started with deodorant because you could recognize that the deodorant that is used in your household, you might have different needs. The deodorant that any woman living in your house might have may be different than your need. But then it's expanded beyond personal care and it's into body wash, it's into hair care, because you have a sensorial or an aesthetic that you like, but you also have different skin patterns, the type of hair you might have, the strength of your skin. So we know and technologically create products that are formulated specifically for men, but we take the same care in considering sensorials and aesthetics, to make sure they really come to life in a way that you desire. And that's what I love hearing about, that you desire. And then we also aren't about stereotyping men. We embrace men as fathers, loving, caring figures in your lives. They care for your mate even. When I say your friend, that you can actually hug your friend, that you're taking care of your child. So we try to bring out, and when we launched Dove Men+Care, the human side of men and not just the success side of the traditional stereotype. So that's why you connect with it.
I connect with it.
It speaks to you as a man who cares
Brilliant
and your
marketing.
aesthetic. So I'm happy to hear you say that.
I have one, so thank you for that, because it's really become now my go-to, period. I don't
Yay.
want anything else.
All right, so you have
in
to
my-
hook me up so we can make sure
We'll
you've
make it
got all of
happen.
our products.
I'm available to be in any of your marketing materials.
Maybe
if
you could be an
need.
influencer for
I'd
us,
be
a
happy to be
creator.
an influencer. All three
Okay.
people that I influence, I will influence them. I promise.
Three.
All three
I
people.
don't like those numbers.
Yeah, I know.
Damien.
I'm not maybe the best one, but I'm cost effective. I'm really cheap.
Okay.
For you, it's free.
I heard it.
So one last question, and then we'll wrap. Becca, you are a member, Becca, founding member.
Yeah.
Becca, can you tell us what Becca is and why it's important?
Oh,
in the
Becca's
world?
amazing. It with founder Jerry DeVard had a mission, and it was to get to know other senior Black executives.
Okay.
And out of getting to know, and she's a friend and a colleague, she called the 30 to 50 Black executives that she either heard about to get to know. And what she found is, wow, there wasn't a network that really brought Black marketers together, and our experiences were so similar, and our success stories others could benefit from. So she enrolled the initial of us, about 30 of us, and being founding members, and created an organization with us that's about paying it forward to the next generation.
Yes, it is.
So it's sharing success tips, supporting one another, but really paying it forward with a well-curated program. And the future leaders that are part of the program are actually here in Cannes.
Yes, they
get
are.
exposure to Cannes, but it's a 2-year program that they go through to really get like another level of a marketing MBA, but practical marketing MBA in the real world.
Direct from these senior marketing
Direct
leaders.
from us,
Yeah.
that you're a part of.
Yes,
Direct
yes,
from
I am.
us. They give the insights for success, but also the latest and greatest, because we partner with Deloitte to get insights. I'm talking about embedding brands in culture and what it takes to do social marketing
And AI
the
is
worlds of
impactful.
AI and
Yeah.
analytics. So to really help boost what they already bring to the table to accelerate their success.
Wow, Becca's an amazing group. I've had the benefit of getting to know you better because of it.
Yes.
Thank you for
Which
letting
I
me
wouldn't
be
have
in the
otherwise
second-
known you,
We
so
would have
cheers to
never known
Becca.
each other. Cheers to
Yeah.
Becca. Thanks for being a founding member. Thanks for letting me be in the second class. And I just so enjoyed this time together. Thanks for sharing with us about Unilever and Dove Men+Care, your backstory, how you got to your great successes. Best of luck to you and Unilever in the future.
Thanks for
being here.
inviting me and for founding Sport Beach.
With many others.
Okay.
To all of you, thanks for joining in. Again, I'm Damian Journey, Global Chief Growth Officer at 72 and Sunny. Thanks for being here at Sport Beach with us through the screen. Looking forward to seeing you later. Take care.